Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension for maybe platforms. Dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Hey everybody, welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review. I'm Paulette, and today, we're going to be talking all about your health. It is the month of October, everybody. And so what that means is it's all about your health, from your internal to your external. We know that we're also doing the Walktober challenge this month, but this year, we decided that we're going to be bringing in some medical professionals to talk to you about taking care of all of you. And it starts with your spine. So we brought in two amazing doctors, Dr. Joseph Fowler Jr. He's a chiropractor located here in Atlanta, and Dr. Brandon K. Williams, also a chiropractor here in Atlanta, from Aligned for Life, Chiropractic Medical Therapy and Nutrition Services. Guys, I am so excited to bring these gentlemen on. We're going to be talking about all of the things when it comes to your health and how your spine plays an integral part in all of that. Now, we could go on and on and on, but y'all, we've already had our photo shoot. So I had an amazing opportunity to sit down, walk with them, talk with them, and learn everything that they do when it comes to taking care of their patients. But I want them to speak for themselves. Gentlemen, Dr. Fowler and Dr. Williams, welcome to the Brownstone, our virtual stage. So good to have you here with us. How are the both of you?
Yes, good.
We are doing wonderful.
Yes.
How are you doing?
How you doing? Thank you for having us.
Exhausted, but we are here, and we came here to talk all about what you two have been doing for quite some time. So let's talk. We had this conversation. So, and I want to dig a little bit deeper into that. But let's start from the beginning. So, you guys met in school. Am I correct?
Yes,
we met our first year at Life University. And
Okay.
excuse me here, get my screen right here.
That's okay.
We met at our first year at Life University. I had literally just moved to Georgia. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina,
Okay.
and met my first semester here. And it was just something about him. We clicked on a lot of different levels. Later, I realized part of the reasons we clicked is that we're fraternity brothers, so we had that kinship there.
Oh, Lord.
that's right.
But
It's like,
and then our relationship just blossomed from there. And I
Okay.
always tell people that I knew that Dr. Fowler was going to be my business partner before Dr. Fowler knew that we were going to be business partners. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was totally oblivious. I knew nothing about that.
understand. Okay. Okay. And so you always knew that you would go in business for yourselves. Is that what I'm understanding as well? It was never the idea that you were going to go work for another agency or clinic.
Well, so for me, I guess you could say I am a serial entrepreneur, if you will. I've had
Mm-hmm.
other businesses before, like for example, I own my own landscaping company here in Atlanta. Before this was in between me, uh, in between the electrical engineer that I was before I became the doctor. So that. So I always knew that I was going to have a medical chiropractic business. Didn't know again Dr. Williams was going to be my partner at the time, but
Okay.
yeah. But we did have to take a step back though, and actually go and train, if you will,
Got
upon the other doctors, upon the other
it.
clinics, and I think that for me, that was the best thing because we got a chance to see what others were doing, so that we'll know one what we don't want to do, but also take
Mm-hmm.
some nuggets from them that what we could use. So
Awesome.
ultimately, yes, I knew that we were going to have a practice, our own business, but we didn't start off like that.
I see. I see. And so you guys opened your business or your clinic. I like to call it your doctor's office, the clinic, because that's really what it is. And
Yeah.
I want
Yes.
to start right from the beginning of
Mhm.
dispelling the myths that chiropractic practice is snake oil. Let's
Oh,
tackle right away.
Well, I think a lot of people, well, I will say this, we as human beings tend to shun what we don't fully understand,
right.
Okay.
or what we can't fully grasp, right?
Mhm.
Um, and um, and in many ways in this country, we've kind of been indoctrinated, if you will, on what true medicine, what true health and wellness is.
Yeah.
And if you look at other parts of the world, other regions, other areas of the countries, health and healthcare looks totally different than it does here. And that's for
Mhm.
many different reasons that, we
Okay.
unfortunately we don't have time to unpack today in this conversation.
Right. Right.
But I will say this. Chiropractic in and of itself deals with the nervous system. The nervous system is the
Mhm.
foundation for all other systems in the body. That
Okay.
includes reproductive, cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, digestive, it doesn't matter. So if the nervous system isn't functioning properly, other systems are not functioning properly or may not
Mhm.
function properly. So from a chiropractic perspective, that is where we start. And,
Okay.
and because of that, and because our first focus is the nervous system, we have the ability to positively affect anything that is going on with you. So it
Mhm.
stems far beyond your neck pain or your back pain or your headache. But we've been successful in helping women with libido and fertility issues, men with
Mhm.
erectile dysfunction, people with high blood pressure, stroke victims, cancer victims. Because again, our
Wow.
focus is proper functioning of the nervous system. So, to that end, and to answer your question, that is a bit different. That kind of
Mhm.
goes against the grain of what we've been trained to believe when it comes to health and wellness in this country.
Okay.
We're told that we operate under a healthcare model, but really it's a sick care model, right? Meaning
Wait
that
a
the
minute.
focus is to treat pain and symptoms rather
Okay.
than root causes, right?
Mm.
So that approach is a little bit different for people, and it's easier for some people to understand. It's harder for others to understand. So when you look at what they consider to be alternative healthcare methods like
Mhm.
chiropractic,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, it's a little bit difficult for the untrained or the uneducated mind, if you will,
I see.
to fully grasp
I
its
see.
full scope and its abilities.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'll add just a little bit to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're known as everything Doc said is true, but we're known as back doctors because God decided to put the spine down the back. Had He put it in the
Mhm.
arm, we'd be known as arm doctors. Okay, and
Okay.
yes, because of what we do, and because every organ in your body, every cell in your body has a nerve coming off the spine going to it. That is why we have the ability to, when it's done properly, because there's a difference when chiropractic is done properly. We have the ability to positively affect just about anything that's going on with you. Our youngest patient to date, for example, in this office, 2 days old. Oldest patient, 99. So we have been Doc mentioned about the libido and all that, but we're able to even adjust your sinuses. A lot of people have sinus issues and do not realize that as chiropractors, or when chiropractic is done properly, we can adjust sinuses and dispel all of the mucus and the runny nose, all that kind of stuff. So yes.
Oh wow. Dr. Williams, you're dark. You went black on us, but we're gonna keep moving because maybe we can still hear you. So I'm curious in this. I'm curious in asking this question. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. So when you made the decision, first of all, for the both of you to go into chiropractic, and then you learned all of the things that you've learned, Dr. Fowler. I know in our previous conversation during the photo shoot, we talked about how you were an engineer prior to this, right?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
So one of the things that I wanted you to kind of walk through was how close what you did in your previous life prepared you for what you have going on now.
Yes. So what I often say is, especially when people find out I was an electrical engineer prior to me becoming a doctor, is that God used or had me to go that route first to develop me into the type of doctor that I am now. Electrical engineering, that my undergrad is math and electrical engineering.
Wow.
And yes, ma'am. And so, of course, with electrical engineering, I learned about a lot of circuitry. What a lot of people don't realize is that some of the terminology that's used, even in the buildings that we're in right now, to describe the electrical circuitry and working, is also used to describe the nervous system within our body, because our nervous system is the electrical system of the body. You probably have, as many others who are listening to us right now, have probably experienced this electrical system situation, because if you rub your feet on the rug, right, and touch somebody, you shock, right?
Yeah.
That's the electrical system within the body. And so I say that God had me to become an electrical engineer, because when I look at someone, when they're in our office and I'm treating them, what I see is a bunch of circuitry. I'm looking at the body. I'm looking at you, yes, but I'm looking through you, and I'm looking at circuitry. So just like if you have a lamp, for example, that has a short end, right? You might plug the lamp in, it might not come on, but if you shake the cord, it'll come on. Our nervous system acts the same way. And so if you have a short or misalignment within the body somewhere, it doesn't matter. That could mean that potentially organs, heart, liver, penis, whatever, may not be getting proper electrical information, or neurological, in this case, information to it, as well as potential blood flow. Because for our bodies to work, we have to have proper blood flow as well as neurological information. And the nervous system, as we said earlier, runs everything.
That is heavy. I'm sorry. And you said that you see through us when you're looking at a patient. Was that something that you always had, or was that something that you learned along the way as you were going through college, and you picked up oh my goodness, this is just like what I was doing anyway?
Yeah, I think I would say both. I growing up, as a kid, tinkering with stuff. Before I even took some apart. It's like I was looking inside of it anyway. So I would just want to go inside to see exactly how does it work. All right.
Okay.
Even in our office, Doc and I both, we wear many hats. One of the hats that I wear is I use my electrical engineering tools when something go down in the office. And so, of course, Doc and I, yes, we are doctors, but we can be the janitor at one time. We can be the light man at another time. We can be the Mr. Fix-It another. And so going through school, the more bodies, once I got into chiropractic, and let me say this too, because I didn't know that I was going to be a chiropractor. When I graduated undergrad, I knew I was going to go back to grad school, just didn't know where or what I was going to do. And so,
Okay.
but once I decided I want to be a chiropractor because I have a family member that became a chiropractor back in the mid to late 80s. And at
Mm-hmm.
the time that he was going through our version of residency, my
Mm-hmm.
father suffered a heart attack. So I would see how, and so my father started going to my cousin. So I would see how my father would react in a good way after my cousin would do the adjustments. Now, my father has since transitioned or passed, but I give chiropractic was giving me like an extra 10 years with my dad because again, I could see the help that he was getting as my cousin was co-managing him with his cardiologist. Now,
Okay.
when I first went to grad school, I just wanted to do sports chiropractic. That's what I wanted to do because I played sports, football, all that. But once I got there, I realized everybody needed it. So as we matriculated through the program and learned what to do, I started to infuse my electrical engineering and the looking through with the bodies. Of course, the more bodies that we see, we get our hands on, the better we are skill wise. But also that helped me with the whole looking through the intuitiveness and everything. So yes.
Wow. That is insane. Not insane in a bad way, right? So let me rephrase that. I find that to be most enlightening because I never you don't think about it in that regard, but I just thought that I was so fabulous that if I touched something after I rubbed my feet on the carpet that it was just gonna spark because I was just full of the juice.
No. Look, we are God's perfect imperfections. That's what we are.
I got you.
And so everything is connected somehow in God's great earth.
Yeah. Okay. So, gentlemen, I'm curious also when you have, because I'm over here, I'm looking at you all's website, and you are auto accident chiropractors. Let's stop right there. Pause, because now we're gonna go through each one of these real quick. Auto accident chiropractors. The very first time that I was introduced to a chiropractor, it was after a car accident in 1992. I had never heard of a chiropractor. I didn't know what it was. All I knew was there was an agent that picked up the phone. I didn't know how this man got my phone number. And he was literally saying, I've got so-and-so on the line. We're going to get you we're going to take the police report. We're going to get you over here to see a chiropractor. Y'all, I went to my first appointment and fell asleep on the table. I didn't realize how much pain I was in because the accident had literally happened like the day before. And I guess he went downtown and got whatever police reports he needed. But it was the best thing for me because even after the accident was over, I was on tour at the time, I would come back and still go see that same chiropractor. And I felt better. So how is it that even, so many muscle spasms, how is it, y'all, that we have so many injuries and so forth, and then we can go to a chiropractor? You all do do whatever you do, and even crack the neck, which terrified me because I was like, okay, am I getting ready to die? I don't know. And so how is it that our bodies are able to respond? And I think it goes back to what you both have said about, the internal workings of the body. Are we that self-healing? Is everything that we need within us? And to add to that, you said you co-managed with medical doctors. Now, how does that work? Do you all share information with a patient's medical staff or team? Do you all confer? Do you all sit down? How exactly does that work?
Well, I'll start. I'll answer the first question. Dr. Fowler, you can answer the second.
Okay.
So to answer your question, are we self-healing and self-regulating? The short answer is yes, because that is how God made us.
Okay.
However, for whatever reason, it could be occupational, it could be environmental, it could be biochemical, meaning some of the foods and things that we put in our bodies, or as you mentioned, a car accident, some sort of physical trauma
Yeah.
that thereby puts our body in a state to where it is dysfunctioning, right? Or there is some dis-ease. The root word ease derives, the definition is normal. So out of a state of normalcy, right? So
Mhm.
the whole purpose and premise of chiropractic is to, again, realign the body to back to a point of ease or normality or proper
Okay.
function. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
When the body is properly functioning, it has the ability to self-regulate and
Okay.
heal, essentially. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, the goal of chiropractic is not to heal, right? But
Mhm.
it is allowed to create an environment within to where the body can do the healing.
I see.
So you mentioned that we are auto accident chiropractors. Of course, we live in Atlanta and many vehicles on the road. The statistic
Mhm.
is that there is an accident every 68 seconds in this city.
Mhm.
And I can attest to that because I see them every day coming to work.
Yes.
Um, but again, that is, and we do that because there is a need. Research has shown and
Yeah.
demonstrated that chiropractic is the treatment of choice. When it or
Mm.
the preferred treatment when it comes to people that have been involved in car accidents. And the reason to that is, as I always like to say, is a mechanical problem requires a mechanical fix, right?
Yes.
So just
Got
as you have physical damage to your vehicle,
it.
you
Mhm.
have physical damage to your body as well too.
Mm.
So chiropractic helps to address that physical damage to your body.
I
Um,
see.
and so Dr.
Yeah.
Fowler, you want to get to the second part of that question?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you know, we are considered, and I say we, I'm talking about chiropractors. We
Mhm.
are considered portal of entry doctors. All right. No different from other doctors, MDs. It doesn't matter their specialty: cardiologists, gynecologists,
Mhm.
podiatrists, dentists. They are considered portal of entry doctors. What that
Okay.
means is someone comes into your office, or in our case, this case, our office, and something is going on with them that is not within your wheelhouse of what
Mhm.
you do, scope of work of what you do. You should have the wherewithal to be able to send them out to other doctors who will be able to help them. So that is true for us. This is why we're able to collaborate with other doctors because we
Got
are portal of entry doctors. One thing, people do not need a referral to come to us. You can walk right into us just like you would any other
it.
medical
Got
business,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And then once you get into the office, Dr. Williams and myself will assess you, evaluate you, and if it's something going on with you that again that is not within our wheelhouse,
Yeah.
because for as much as I say chiropractic is for everybody, and it is,
Mhm.
if somebody walks in here with a broke leg, I need to have that broke leg taken care of first in another way.
Right.
Then let them go to the hospital, let them put
Yeah.
all the happy drugs in them, let them wrap that leg up. Then you
Okay.
come back to us, and then we'll take care of you from that point. So
Got it.
again, we because of that, we're able to help a lot of people because we do. Like for example, we have a network of orthopedic neurologists, pain management doctors. We have imaging centers that we partner with for MRIs and
Mhm.
all that. We in our office we
Mhm.
have state of the art digital X-ray. So we're able to help a lot of people because we take that old school approach as far as having bedside manner and knowing
Yeah.
that we're not the end all, the be all. If there's something going on with you that we can't handle, yes,
Mhm.
we truly have the best interest of the patient at heart, I would send them out to who they need to go to.
Gotcha. 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 All right. Now that's good information to know. Port of entry doctors. And okay. So now you all have been at your clinic, and you've been in business for how long?
Oh wow! So we have actually have a 5-year anniversary coming up at this current location that we are in
Okay. Well,
James.
happy anniversary. There
Yeah,
you go.
thank you, thank you, thank
Okay.
you.
That's
Yeah,
what's up. Okay.
but now
Now
between
you
us,
also go ahead.
what I was going to say, between us, we have over 20 years of experience, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go here. See, now I'm squirreling, and it's okay because this is my podcast. Now I have to say this, and I'm trying to stay PC, but I gotta say it. First of all, I'm proud to say and to to say that I'm sitting down with two brothers. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Second of all, we're talking about helping your community, because I understand that where your office is, you're in the community. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Number one, you handle sports injury patients, and you also offer IV fusions and so forth. And again, that information is currently available on your website, at Your Fine Spine, y'all. YourFineSpine.com.
That's right.
Let's talk about that just for a
That's
moment, right?
right. That's right. That's
So
right.
YourFineSpine.com. Let's also put this up here as well. On all social media platforms, you all are aligned the number 4 life. Now, not .com. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm typing too fast. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. We're gonna put that back up. We're gonna hit save. And we're gonna put that back up there. Now, I'm curious, in your profession, let's go on ahead and let's talk about it. As Black men, African American men in this country who are in the medical profession, do you find it to be challenging? Do you find yourself as business owners, because this is Brownstone's Best Business Review, as business owners, do you find yourself in those situationships, let's put it like that, where we are looking for a hookup, a deal? Come on now, I have to ask, right? And how do you handle that? Number one. And number two, gentlemen, what is it like in your profession? Because I'm sure, just like in the journalistic profession, in the media profession, we have conferences and we have all of these things that we attend. Is there a safe space for you all? And what does it look like when you are in a larger room of chiropractic professionals? How does that look for you? And how do you deal with that? Because I can't imagine what that's like, because I have friends who are in the medical profession on this side, right? And boy, the stories I've heard. So what is that like for you all? And how do you deal with it?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned. Obviously, when it comes to business, and when it comes to chiropractic, we are an anomaly, because we're Black and we're male. When it comes to chiropractic, as far as representation as for doctors, we're less than 2% of the profession. Okay. And even more so, or just as much on the patient side as well. So that's part of the reason, as you mentioned, that we placed our office in the neighborhood, right? Because we want to be accessible and visible to
Yeah.
people that look like us,
Yeah.
who may have absolutely no idea what chiropractic is, how it may benefit their bodies, or they may have had a misnomer or misunderstanding about chiropractic. So we are on dispel rumors and to educate and put out the proper, accurate, true message about chiropractic. Um,
Okay.
but as such, like you said, chiropractic for many.
You're
Did we
breaking up.
lose him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, we'll come back to him. Dr. Fowler, you can pick up, and then when he joins us.
Right. Oh, is he circling back? Okay. I
That's
don't know.
okay.
Okay. All right, yeah. So, like Doc was saying, we first of all, just Black, male, female in the medical field, just in general. I don't care the discipline. In this country, we are roughly about 12 to 13% across the board, regardless of the discipline. In chiropractic, we are pretty much less than 2%, 2.3% of the profession. And of course, Black males, even less than that. And then Black males who are partnering together, even less than that. I can remember early on, Doc is back. I can remember early on where after Doc and I graduated, this was about a year or so after we graduated, we were invited to a draft party. Falcons draft party, right? And I can remember a couple of the brothers who were NFL players that come up to us, and they were like, "Look, y'all are the first black chiropractors that we have ever seen. Not only black chiropractors, they say all the chiropractors that we have seen or that have seen us are white and old." And
Yeah.
you know what Doc and I have. First of all, we are extremely confident in who we are, and we know whose we are, and so that allows us to
That's
be able to walk in any room, especially rooms that are majority not looking like us, and
Mm-hmm.
have our and know that we have a fence, if you will, around us. But we learn even in school, because this also happened in school. We were the minority, of course, in numbers,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to create our own safe space. We had to create our
Mm.
own spaces where we came together to study together by
Okay.
ourselves. All
Mm-hmm.
right. We did study with others too. I'm not saying that we didn't study with others, but we understood early on that there were certain powers that be that didn't want us, people that look like us, to be even in this profession. And the crazy part about it, Dr. Clark, is this current model of this profession was actually literally built on the back of a black man. The very first adjustment in this modern age of chiropractic. And I keep saying modern because our ancestors did this centuries ago. But in
Mm-hmm.
this modern age of chiropractic, the very first adjustment was literally done on the back of a black man. But yet still, they really don't want us in this profession.
Wow. So we need to be out here screaming to the rooftops where you guys are located, how we can find you, all the things, right? Now, here's a question for our readers, our listeners, our followers, the Brownstone community. This is Health and Wellness Month. It's also Black History, not Black History, but Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is open enrollment, all the things, which is why I felt it was apropos, and such a blessing to have you all to be the cover and to interview and to chat with you gentlemen. And um, it's been an interesting journey, I'll tell you that, because I've learned so much, and I would love for us to go so much deeper. But can you, to our audience, before we go back and start talking about business, can you, to our audience, talk to us, if you both will, about what we can do to prevent and maintain our health using chiropractic services?
Absolutely. So again, apologies for the technical difficulties.
No worries.
So part of it's in the name, right? Aligned for life, right? So
Yeah.
the number four in our name represents four principles that we operate by in our business and in our
Mm-hmm.
practice.
Mm-hmm.
First being proper chiropractic care, right? That is at the root, because again, we are addressing the central nervous system, the neurological system, which is the foundation, as we mentioned, of all of the systems in the body. So first and foremost, get the foundation right,
Mm-hmm.
get the foundation stable. And then we also talk about proper rest, proper exercise, and proper nutrition. So
Okay.
those four principles are great ways to create a good, firm foundation when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to overall health. Part of the
Mm-hmm.
problem in this country is that we have developed a reactive sick care model that
Mm.
is disguised as a proactive healthcare model, right? So
Mm.
we've got to get back to being proactive when it
Okay.
comes to our health rather than reactive.
Okay.
If we can, is prevent disease is much better than reacting when disease occurs. Not to say that it won't, right? But I always say how you go into a situation is a pretty good indicator of how you're going to come out of that situation,
Got
right?
it.
So
Got
if
it.
we put our health first, right, and we're being proactive in how we are approaching our health, how we're eating, how we're exercising, how we're moving about this earth, and in our relationships, in our households, and things of that nature, it puts
Right.
us in a better position
Mm-hmm.
when we're having to address any ailments that may come our way as we
Mm-hmm.
go throughout life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and just to add to that, we are, as Doc said, use those four principles every day. Proper chiropractic care, proper nutrition, proper rest, proper exercise. But it is the sum total of all of those. So it's not you do one chiropractic care and you don't worry about your nutrition, or you
Okay.
do nutrition and don't worry about chiropractic care or sleep. It's a sum total. So think about it like this: when we're in school, we don't just take one class, whatever semester, quarter you may be in. You typically have multiple classes that you take. If you only pass one class during that semester or quarter, but you fail the rest, then you fail that quarter or semester. It's the same. It's the same. This is true also with life. So again, proper chiropractic care, proper nutrition, proper rest, proper exercise. We have to be intentional about all of those. What I often say is we have to be MVPs for our life. You know, when we hear about an MVP, we hear about this is somebody who, regardless of the sport, they are some of the best at their sport, right? But MVPs do not sit on the sideline on the bench. We cannot be bench riders in our life. We have to get out. And what I mean by that is when you go to the doctor, whatever he or she is telling you, don't just sit there and shake your head if it's something that you are confused about or don't totally understand. Ask him or her what you want to know. If they cannot help you, then our advice is that you go find another doctor, and hopefully he or she will be a better fit for you. And that's regardless if we're talking about an MD or if we're talking about chiropractors. We don't put all us in the same boat. So so we have to be not just MVPs, but we can't be bench riders for our health.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. That's real good information. So nutrition plays a part, not sitting on the sidelines. Rest. Did I hear you say rest?
Yes.
Rest is very important. Many of us do not get proper rest. We recommend 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night.
Yes.
When you go to bed matters as well. So try to go to bed by 10, 11 p.m. every night.
Yeah.
What?
Eliminating all the distractors like the TV, the phone, the radio, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All of that. Yes, all of that matters. Because again, when we're resting, that is when our body recharges, right? And if we're not properly rested or our brain is being stimulated by background noise or phones, TVs, things of that nature, our brain is not resting. Our body can only heal and rejuvenate when we rest. And if we don't get proper rest, then our body is not properly healing and rejuvenating. That causes premature aging, that causes, disease and infirmity to overtake our bodies, stress, anxiety, all of those things.
Yeah, because our bodies are, it takes on the entire environment around us. So I know you've heard the phrase of the hair rising on the back of your neck and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So our ancestors, this is again centuries ago, before we start dampening the neurological effect of our body by putting on clothes, wearing shoes and all that, when our people was out in the wild, the body, whether you were looking at something or not, could feel, right? It could feel something. So if there's danger lurking or something like that, then the body can feel that. And so this is also true again for how we are now. We have to, again, the resting part that we were just talking about. If you don't get proper rest, if you don't get enough rest, then your body is not able to pick up sensory-wise things that it needs to pick up. The sleep cycle. Sleep cycle is an hour and a half. So I know you've heard of like cat naps, taking cat naps, right?
Yes.
Take a cat nap, it should be no more than 20 to 30 minutes. And the reason for that is because if you go past 20 or 30 minutes, you're actually going deep into your sleep cycle. So the sleep cycle is an hour and a half, 3 hours, right? 4.5, 6. Then we come up to 7.5. They say 8, but 7.5, 8 hours. If you go past 8, then you need to go on back down until you come back up to 9. Okay. Because oftentimes what they'll say is, you hear people say, I got up on the wrong side of the bed. No, unless you fell off the bed, you didn't get off on the wrong side of the bed. You just woke up deep down in your sleep cycle. So so rest is an important part of our life process.
Even in this hustle culture that we have, folks, did you hear what the doctors said? Doctors ordered, the prescription is get you some rest. Okay, now I officially have permission to take a nap. Day.
That's right. That's right.
There
Rare.
you
That's
go.
rare. I love it. I love it. Gentlemen, I know we gotta go, right? But I want to ask one last question. And this is in regards to business. And I ask every single business owner this question. Um, for those people who want to get into business and want to make a go of it, especially with everything that's going on right now in this country. People are being laid off, and it's not looking pretty for certain groups of folks. 350,000 plus Black women have lost their jobs, and those numbers are dwindling more and more and more. The labor market is struggling, and so more people are starting to pivot, and we're seeing people pivot into entrepreneurship. And as business owners yourselves, what is the good, the bad, and the ugly of being in business? And give us a truth about what business owners or those who are looking to do this for real, what can they expect?
Well, I will start, and I come from a different perspective. As Dr. Fowler mentioned, he has, been a serial entrepreneur over the years and has owned multiple businesses. This is my first business, if you will. Okay.
Okay.
So in that, that learning curve for me was a lot higher
Mm-hmm.
than it would be for people like Dr. Fowler, or others that have
Mm-hmm.
prior experience in business. So my thing is to always educate yourself, be open minded,
Mm-hmm.
um, never be stagnant. You've got to learn the tenets of being in business. Know your numbers, because they always say if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, right? So
Right.
you got to get into the technical aspects of a business. It's always great to have a product or a passion, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but when we're talking about being in business, you got to
Mm-hmm.
be business owners first.
Come on
So
now.
as much as I'm a chiropractor and I love chiropractic and what I do, I'm a owner first and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chiropractor second. And those are
Okay.
two separate things. Because as
Mm-hmm.
much as, we did well in school, I graduated with honors from Life University College of Chiropractic. It taught me very little about being in business, which is
Oh
case in
wow.
point for many other, professional programs, whether it's MD or dentistry or podiatry. We're taught
Mm-hmm.
to be great technicians,
Mm-hmm.
but we're
Mm-hmm.
not taught how to be entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
definitely educate yourselves on the A's to Z's of being in business,
Right.
about gaining, how do you gain access to capital, how do you market, how
Mm-hmm.
do you do digital marketing, how do you utilize social media to expand your footprint and your network, how do
Mm-hmm.
you engage your community, your target market, your
Mm-hmm.
target audience, or in our case our target patient. How do you
Mm-hmm.
do all of those things?
Right.
The importance of planning, strategy, all
Mm-hmm.
of these different things matter. So that's what I would, tell people: get to learn how to be a business person
Mm-hmm.
before you embark. Because obviously every day is new for me. I'm learning every day that I'm in this thing. But
Okay.
again, establish that firm foundation.
I
Yeah.
love that. And you,
Yeah.
Dr. Fowler?
Yes, ma'am. And for me, even though I have had other businesses, I haven't had this kind of business, right? And so,
Uh-huh.
so every business is different. And so, what I would say is, you've heard, we've all heard the phrase that you got to pay the cost to be the boss and all that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of costs in different categories. And so,
Jesus.
one of the things I would say is to be an entrepreneur, to be a boss, be a man or woman of your word. So for example,
Where's my baby? Hold up. Wait. Come on. I'm sorry.
yes, yes. And so
Ooh.
for example, Doc and I, we have late hours, right? Our clinic, like 2 days out of the week, we're open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
As entrepreneurs, if you're telling people you're going to be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., you need to be there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., whether you're the only person there or not.
Yep.
Because you never know. So like when Doc and I first opened the doors, for example, we were at different clinics. And so Doc hadn't left the other clinic fully yet. So oftentimes I would be here by myself. We said we were going to be here from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's exactly, and I might have been, and I was a lot of times I was here by myself until 9 p.m. But what I knew and what came to be true, even in this business, you never know who may be walking by or who may stop in or who may call. And this happened a lot because there are other businesses around in our complex where we are. So oftentimes people would come looking for another business and stumble upon us and be like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know a chiropractor was here, blah, blah, blah. And so we've got a lot of it. So be a man or woman of your word. If you say you're going to do something, then you do that.
One more thing I would add. You know, and you mentioned it, Dr. Clark. You know, the times that we're entering in now. You know, for a business owner, a lot of times it's feast or famine. You know, as much as we want it to be in that nice sweet spot, it hardly ever is.
Right.
You know, that business is either, you know, flowing, you know, like a river, or it's, you know, dead. Right. So, but the true health of a business is how you get through those lean times.
Yeah.
So when things are doing great, that's great, you know, but just remember it's ebbs and flows. It's ebbs and flows. Yeah, so just remember, you prepare yourself for those lean times so that you can make it through those lean times, for sure.
Absolutely.
And be able to, as Doc said, family. He brought up family. Doc and I both are married. Doc has kids. So when we're not here in this office, we're dealing with honeydew and other dew. and so you have to also, as an entrepreneur, be able to navigate your significant others' expectations, if you will, as well as their needs and your needs and wants too. So, you know, again, one of the challenges Doc and I have is because we have these late hours is making sure that we also take care of the family. So one thing about Doc and I'll tell you, he's like my brother from another mother. I feel a lot of times when something's going on with him, with his family, with the boys, whatever. And so we have infused days off. Now, not just the days that we're automatically off, don't be in the office at all, like the weekend, because we don't come on the weekend. But we are infused other days of the week so that we can not only take care of the family, but even take care of self. So that's another thing I would say about an entrepreneur. You have to be able to take care of self too. Yeah. Because nobody's going to do what you do the way that you do it.
That's right. Preach that thing. Yes, absolutely. And I'm learning that even now, as we speak. I'm learning how to get out of my own way. I think this is the second year that I've had a team. I don't know how to act because you still want to put your hands in it, because But as the business has grown, I've had to have an editor and one photographer. One is my child, the other one is not. Then we have office space or whatever. Normally I'm here, but you gotta rent a space over here just in case, and then you gotta find over, and you can't be all things to everybody.
You cannot.
So you have to create that balance, and this has been a challenging past couple of years for me because I've always been so hands on. I can't do that anymore.
Well, you have to be able to delegate. You gotta be able to delegate.
The people you have around you are just as important as the product itself.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree. Well, gentlemen, it's been wonderful chatting with you. I've taken notes from here. We have this recorded, but not only that, the amazing conversation that we had during your photo shoot is replaying in my mind often. I learned so much from you two that day. And for those of you all who are going to be watching this before the magazine drops, listen, we had a great time. I don't know about anybody else, but I learned so much that day. And here's something else. I'm going to put this out here before we wrap. You would think, because of my previous experience dealing with doctors, that you all would have a big head. You all are so kind and so down to earth and just really just good people. And that speaks volumes about what your office is like as well. Yeah. I'm sure people come in, hey, baby, you want some collard greens to go with that?
You talking about gas everywhere. Yes, they do. They come in with cooking some of everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
But
love
yes,
it.
but
yeah,
in short, that's it's because it's bigger than us.
yeah,
We are on a mission from God. God has
yes,
allowed us to be vessels to do His work and His
I
will.
love it. I love
So as humbly as we can say, it's much bigger than us, and we take that
it.
seriously. Yeah,
yeah.
I love
yeah,
it.
Which is why we could have easily named this Fowler Williams Chiropractic, but again, like
Mm-hmm.
Doc said, it's bigger than us. It's
Yes.
aligned for life, and so that's why we
Mm-hmm.
always tell people when they come in, welcome home. You've been out in the wilderness, welcome home, welcome home.
Welcome home. You all heard it first.
That's right.
Listen, this has been amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Joseph Fowler Jr. and Dr. Brandon Williams they are the co-founders of Aligned for Life. You can go ahead and check both of these gentlemen out and their facility at yourfinespine.com. Go ahead and check them out at their website of the exact same name. Find out about auto accident chiropractor, sports injury patients, chiropractic care, IV infusions, and the other conditions that you all treat, like hormonal, immune, respiratory, reproduction, circulatory.
Yeah.
Listen, do I need to go on? Urinary, digestive, skeletal, muscular, lymphatic. You guys do it all.
Yeah, and we,
yes,
and we
ma'am. Yes,
often
ma'am.
and we often say, and because you mentioned all of that,
Yeah.
if you want to be fine, take care of your spine.
Take
You
care of
got
your spine. That sounds like a whole commercial.
it. That's
Early
right.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can stick around for me after the show, we can go back into the green room for a hot second, and
Yes.
then we can all be about our day. But I want to appreciate you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me further today. For those of you all who want to know when the magazine will be dropping, listen, as soon as this is done and you've watched this and you've shared it, it will drop usually within a week. So expect to see more of these gentlemen. I want to thank you all, first of all, for coming to hang out with us. And if there's nothing else, there's three things that I always like to leave every single one of our listeners, viewers, and followers here at Brownstone Worldwide. One, love your life. It is the only one that you have. Two, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life, because you only get one you might as well enjoy it. And lastly, go ahead and breathe through every single moment. We'll see you around.